Alright, pal, it's time for my League One 25-26 predictions. I'm going to start from bottom to top. And obviously it's Bradford's league now, so it's a bit of a fun one. And let's see where I predict Bradford. So in 24th position, I'm going to go for an unsurprising AFC Wimbledon. And the reason for that is they've lost Josh Nertville to Bradford. They've lost James Tilley to Wickham. And Wimbledon were only winning 1-0, but they had really good defence last season. However, this league there's a lot more stronger attacking players for teams. And I don't think Joe Lewis's short shorts are going to keep out the goals this season for him. So, had a great season last season, but I do think League One way too tough for them. So 24th AFC. In 23rd position, I'm going for Exeter City. They finished 16th last season. However, they've lost players, not really brought anyone in. It's quite a young squad. They're a self-funded club, so I do think that they'll struggle this season as there's a lot of hard competition in this league. So 23rd Exeter City. 22nd position, the third team to go down for me will be Northampton Town. I don't think Nolan's the right man for them. They did do okay but they're just one of them teams that are either around the bottom four, and after a few seasons they do tend to be up and down. So that's 22nd for Northampton Town. And the final team to go down in 21st, Burton Albion for me, due to the fact that they only just survived last season, but I do think that they've been just surviving for the last few seasons. I do think that the time is up now. I think the three teams that have come up, Doncaster, Bradford and Port Vale, are way too stronger. Well, not way too stronger, but I think they've got better equipped squads than Burton Albion. So Burton Albion, the 21st position. So my four teams to go down are Burton Albion, Northampton Town, Exeter and AFC Wimbledon. Finished 20th position for me, Port Vale. Darren Moore did a great job there last season, but they did recruit really well prior to the season. And they were probably the transfer window champions in League Two last season, before a ball had even been kicked. They brought in players like Crosdale, Tolage. He had a great season, but I do think that with stiffer competition here, and Port Vale just edged over the line with a good run at the end, and yeah, they did finish second and above Bradford, but I do think that survival, they'll just get survival for me. In 19th position, I've gone for Stevenage. Just think that they're a smaller club, and they did have half decent home form last season, but I do think that the league it's more competitive this season, and I just think they'll finish 19th. In 18th position, I've gone for a team that quite a few people have backed to go down, but I don't think they will, personally. Just due to the recruitment and changes that they've made. It just depends if Mansfield Town will gel with the new signings in Ryan Sweeney and what's the other lad's name now? Kyle McAdam. Sorry, I just had to read that from the 442 magazine, so that's a bit of a shout out. Yeah, Nigel Clough, they've had a lot of changes. They had the old guard that went out, and they've brought in some younger talent. So yeah, 18th for Mansfield Town. 17th, this has been quite optimistic for me as well. I've got Bradford. I just think that with the type of players that we've brought in, like you've got your Josh Nerville, you've got Stephen Humphreys, League One experience, Matthew Pennington, some really smart recruitment from Graham Alexander and Bradford City. And, you know, for me, last season, we would have probably won the league if it hadn't have been for, like, injuries towards the end of the season. I'm a bit baffled as to why we have released Richie Smallwood, because he did play in every game for us last season, but his legs have probably starting to go. But there was a player in Richie Smallwood. Now, we have replaced him with Max Power, who is our new captain. Whether he can have a 46-game season and be up to the standard, I hope he is, but I've gone for a 17th position finish with Bradford, and I would be personally really happy with that. 20th or above, I'll take in a day. 16th position, I've got the EFL Trophy winners. Peterborough United. Now, they've lost Doku, brought in like Brandon Keller, and it's not great. I just can't believe a team that like Peterborough, who were up in the playoffs 2 seasons ago and challenging, have just become like mediocrity, mid-table to relegation. So yeah, 16th position for Peterborough. 15th position, I've gone for the Millers, Rotherham United. Other than Sam Nombe, they did have a lad who went to Luton Town who were a standout player. Forgot his name, to be honest with you. But Rotherham, we played them last season, didn't see him all that in the Mickey Mouse Trophy. I know that don't count for anything, but it just didn't seem like a Rotherham United side that you see of old that had fighting type of players and rough and ready players. They all just seem like they don't give a shit. So yeah, Rotherham 15th. 14th position, I'm going for the League Two champions of last season, which was Doncaster Rovers. With a manager like Grant McCann, they've done exceptional, to be honest. They had a great end to the season prior to last season, and he took that momentum into League Two last season and they won the league. I do think that momentum that they've got now from winning the league last season, I think they can push on to finish 14th with a player like Luke Molyneux. You know, you already got a decent player there that'll be part of that team, and I think Doncaster Rovers 14th finish and the highest out of the League Two teams that came up. 13th position, I've gone for Wigan Athletic. I know they've last season it was quite dull football. I forgot even it was the DW Stadium, the JJB Stadium, whatever it is. I don't care, but you know they've. Last season quite dull, and they've brought in like Paul Mullin, but he was on the bench for Wrexham most of last season, and Dara Costello, and everyone's saying that that they've got these 2 players in that they're going to do really well. Dara Costello were on loan at Bradford City and he were absolute dog shit, so hopefully he has that form for them next season, because we don't really want to. I don't want Wigan in top 6. It's a decent away day, I suppose, but. Yeah, 13th finish for Wigan. I think they're a bit dull, but 13th Wigan. 12th position, I've got Lincoln City. I know they finished outside the playoffs 2 seasons ago, and then they had a bit of a drop-off last season. They've lost Powdy O'Connor, and 12th finish for Lincoln City. 11th, I've got Barnsley. They've lost Stephen Humphries, but they've brought in the croc in David McGoldrick, but when he does play, his 6 games out of 46 is pretty decent, but he's injured for the rest of the time. But they've got Davis Keeler-Dunn, who is a really good threat for Barnsley, and I just think the 11th place. 10th place for me is Leyton Orient. Charlie Kelman isn't there. Dan Ajayi's left. They're lost in the playoffs. It could be a bit of a slump for the Orient, but I think with Richie Wellens in charge, they've still got a decent chance of the playoffs. So it's just, where will Orient finish? It's a bit it were a bit hard to predict them. So I'm just going for a steady 10th position finish for Orient. In 9th position, I have gone for the team that Bradford played first game of the season, which is Wycombe Wanderers. They were flying last season. They were second in the table. The manager decided to go to Luton, and yeah, they just dropped off since they brought Mike Dodds in. I do think that Wycombe, they were poor in the playoffs. They ended the last season poorly, so I don't think Mike Dodds is the man to take him into the top 6. So I'm just going for a 9th place finish for Wycombe Wanderers. 8th position, I've got Reading. I'm glad that they've got their off the field issues sorted, and that's great for the club, but I know they missed out last season, but I think they're going to miss out again and just finish 8th. In 7th position, I've gone for a team that I've got relegated from the Championship, and that's Cardiff City. I just don't think that the top six quality. I know they finished bottom of the league last season with, I think it was like 42 points or something. But for Cardiff City standard, that is really poor. And I think Vincent Tanner's just taking that club lower and lower and lower. So yeah, 7th place finish for Cardiff City. I know that they've still got most of the players from that relegation season, but they've got a manager who's got three names, but I don't know. Brian Murphy, I don't bloody know, but yeah, they're going to finish 7th. Good old Google it with Brian Barry Murphy. That's his name at Cardiff City. But in 6th position, the first team in the playoffs for me will be in the lowest position of the playoffs will be Blackpool. Got Steve Bruce in charge. They had a really good end to the last season. I believe that Blackpool will get in at the playoffs this season. I don't think they'll go up but I think they'll get in the playoffs. In 5th position, I've got Bolton Wanderers. Stephen Schumacher's now got a full pre-season ahead of the season, and he's won this league before with Plymouth Argyle, and I believe that Bolton have got the talent and the resources to finish 5th in the league anyway, and I don't think they'll get promoted either out of the playoffs, so I'm going 5th Bolton Wanderers. 4th place, I've got Stockport County with Dave Challoner in charge. They're in the playoffs every season nearly, or they either go up. But I do think Stockport had a really good season last season. Unlucky in the playoff semi-final against Leyton Orient. I believe Dave Challoner will take this team into the Championship. Could it be this season? I'll let you know quite shortly after I've said the team that I think will finish in 3rd, because I think that it'll be the playoff final between Stockport and the team who I believe will finish 3rd. And that team in 3rd position is Huddersfield. I know that people are predicting them to win the league and things. I'm a Bradford City fan. I'm never going to wish them fuckers to win league or be 2nd in league. I can't say that they'll do that. I do think they'll be in the playoff final. I think they'll lose to Stockport in the 125th minute of added on time in the playoffs. But no, joking apart, I think Huddersfield have had a great transfer window. Can you trust the process with Lee Grant in charge? Only time will tell, but I do think Huddersfield will finish 3rd and lose the playoff final to Stockport. Hopefully. In 2nd position, I saw this team last season, Plymouth Argyle. I think Owen Park will be a fortress for them next season. I know they've got Tom Cleverley in charge, who hasn't got any League One experience as a manager. A bit controversial. I've just said that Lee Grant, you know, the situation with Lee Grant at Huddersfield. But I had a dream, and it were the 2 teams to go top 2, and it were these 2, so that's why I'm doing it as well. But I do think that Plymouth have got that pedigree to go up to the Championship, just come down from it, so I believe they'll go. My League One champions for this season are Luton Town. Playing in the Premier League 2 seasons ago, still got parachute payments, and if they're in and around like 6th or to 10th, in January, they can just splash the cash again anyways. Don't know about the PSR rules in this league or anything, but I think they've got the quality of players anyway already. They've brought in Naki Wells on a free, lad from Rotherham. So yeah, they've got a decent squad down at Luton. I think they'll win the league. And they're my predictions. I know Chris Welsh has done an in-depth video on his predictions. Amazing video with quite by Chris, and Lawrence's predictions will be out soon. And I just thought I'd get mine in there. And I think my League 2 ones will be out this week, ready for the before the season starts. Next Saturday, first game of the season against Wycombe Wanderers. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. As for me, a summary of my predictions are Luton Town to win the league, Plymouth Argyle to finish 2nd, the playoffs being Huddersfield, Stockport, Bolton and Blackpool, with a Huddersfield versus Stockport final, with Stockport scoring in the 125th minute added on time to win 2-1 in the final. And my bottom 4 teams are Burton Albion, Northampton, Exeter and AFC Wimbledon, with a solid finish for Bradford to finish in 17th position. So, yeah, they're my thoughts, and Get your thoughts in the comments, guys. And up the fucking chickens.